I mean, when you do the sun salutations, I mean, that is a wonderful backdrop to have. I mean, the sun is greeting you right back.
Bree, we did have some comments. Rosemary LaGuardia writes, I am proud that Sabrina and Nestor chose to remain in quarantine. They are showing their concern and respect for themselves, their families, and the people of Guam. So there you go, Bree.
You lead by example.
You are appreciated.
Exactly. Lead by example.
Let's go ahead and let's get Nic Lee from Guam EPA on in here.
Yep.
Can't see Nick.
Nope,
Can't see Nick, yeah.
Here he is.
I saw him earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Nick.
Well, what's up, Nick? How you doing, my friend?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm doing
morning.
Well. Right on. Thanks
you
for joining.
In the office?
I'm in an office. Yeah, I'm down at a. I'm in an office. Yes, I'm at Public Health in the Hessler building right now.
Yeah. So, guys, just to bring you up to speed, there were just a ton of government employees from various agencies. A lot of them communications type people who were detailed away from their agencies to assist with the COVID-19 response and now recovery. And Nick is one of those guys who was, you were stationed at 311, right? For what, like 5 years?
Maybe 6 years. Yeah.
So, seemed like 6 years, I bet.
Yeah. If you call
is 311 still up?
It is.
Okay.
I don't know if some of the time slots have changed for the different options, but for option 8 with general inquiry, that one is still operational. And from what I understand with in talking to Jenna over at Homeland, they still do receive their fair share of calls. So, alongside the media, we always advocate, please get your information verified before you start passing things around. And so that's a great avenue. If you don't want to scrub through social media or, get into the press releases, just give the guys a call at Homeland.
Right on. And so where are you detailed to now and what are you doing?
I'm still supporting the COVID response. I split up my time with Public Health and Guam EPA. So I'm with Public Health this morning. I will be going up to Tizen later on this afternoon to work with our EMAS administrator to get moving on our tire reef removal project. So I didn't want to fill. I know I see.
I've been waiting.
Yeah. This is Sabrina's pet story here. Is this tire?
Yeah.
So guys, this is this funny story. The timeline on it is way back in 19 Forgotten. They thought it was like, what are we gonna do with these tires? Let's make an artificial reef. So let's go dump all these tires in Malesso, the lagoon, to make an artificial reef. Because at the time, we weren't woke yet. We thought that was actually going to help the environment, but that's not what happened, right, Nick?
No, the way I understand it is it was cutting edge technology to repurpose these tires into an artificial reef to support marine habitat. And 40 some years later, we realized it didn't work, and so now the message is, do not treat the ocean as a dumping ground. You shouldn't even be treating anything as a dumping ground. But with respect to this project, we were able to receive an award from the NOAA Marine Debris Program in the amount of about $250,000 to get started on the project. So a notice to proceed was issued back in March to our contractor. And so preliminarily, we are looking at starting the project in June with a timeline to finish maybe by the end of August. So there are plans to do some outreach in the south because there's going to be a lot of activity in that area. So we do want to prep the community, let them understand what we're doing, and we would very much like you guys to be part of that process alongside with us.
Let me know. I got a rash guard on my snorkel. I'm so down.
Okay, right on.
I got my Speedos. And my Speedos, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get you to sign a waiver, but
you guys got to sign a waiver if you're going to see me in my Speedos.
You got to get the fish to sign a waiver to see you in your Speedos, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Nick.
So when are you looking at doing this?
Yeah, when, and then also like who won it, the contract, and how much are they making?
Okay, so the notice to proceed was issued to Unitech Environmental Guam. The amount is it's a fixed firm price contract valued at 250,000. So they're going to be in charge of all the professional services, which is essentially removing this artificial reef, disposing of the approximately 2,000 tires off island. So all those things have to be, have to take place in order for the project to be completed. Yeah.
When again are you guys looking at doing it?
And speaking with our contractor, they're looking at preliminarily starting in June. So June's right around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, later on this afternoon, I'm going to be meeting with our environmental monitoring administrator to work on the details. That way we can get the public involved and let them know what exactly we're going to be up to in that part of the island.
Yeah, Nick. So how's that going to affect the public? Because that's a pretty busy area there in Malesso.
Right. So I do imagine that it's going to cause some traffic delays. I mean, depending on the type of equipment that's going to have to be mobilized down there. So we will be working with the Mayor Ernest to get some sort of town hall set up. And of course that's going to be within the confines of social distancing. All the COVID mitigation efforts are going to be observed in order for us to get that information out to the community.
Yeah.
Where are the tires going to go?
They have to be properly disposed of at a permitted facility off island. Yeah, so they are not going to remain on island. That's part of the contract, is that these things have to get off the island. Yeah.
Okay.
Or is there going to be any type of study about like any adverse impacts of having these tires underwater for decades?
I could probably get you a better answer later on, but I think the concern is if they become dislodged during storm surges, they could impact coral over there, as a depending on how strong the storm surges are. So that's one of the key factors there, is that we need to get the debris out of there so that they're not posing a threat should they become dislodged. And so that's with any marine debris, including abandoned derelict vessels. That's the other project that has got going on. Jesse Cruz, the EMAS administrator, did make a presentation during an Island Beautification Task Force meeting. He did talk about some of the federal and local agencies that are spearheading the project based on the governor's executive order when she created the abandoned derelict vessel removal group. So a lot of coordination there, a lot of good things for cleaning up our marine debris. I mean, our marine environment coming up shortly.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So that executive order was signed, I think, in December, I believe.
Last year, right.
Right. We're creating that derelict vessel group. So when is work expected to start? And how many vessels total are we talking?
I think there are 11 vessels of concern that are being targeted. There's still some administrative work that has to be done, particularly with the group that's going to be doing the physical removal. And so we're working with this Navy dive team who will be floating the vessels out, so it's easier for us to remove. And it works hand in hand because they also look at this as a training opportunity, because this is what they do, when in terms of recovery. If we were going to try to cost that out as a professional service, you're looking at millions of dollars. So with this dive team coming in to assist us, the labor is at no cost to the island, and it provides them again a mechanism for training as well. So it's win-win for us.
Do we know how long these vessels have been just abandoned out there, or who owns these vessels?
No, that's a great question. So the other component here is that we first need to identify an owner and inform the owner that, hey, you know, you're responsible for this. If not, it's gone. You know, and then that's what we do have to do first. So I know what the group is going to be working with GPD's boating office, probably the harbor master. I would imagine, just to see if we can get anybody identified and associated with these vessels to make their claim.
Mm-hmm. Could they be subject to like fines or anything like that?
It's likely, but that's something that I do want to speak more in depth with our EMAS administrator about, just to see if there's going to be any enforcement or compliance action that's going to be associated with the removal. But every time we respond to things, it's usually to prevent further degradation. The compliance and enforcement is a key component, but the immediacy comes with prevent further degradation first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nic, illegal dumping has really again taken center stage. Partly because of a great segment that was done on a local media outlet called Dirty Politics.
Yeah, I recall that.
Yep. Yeah. No cap. But there was these Republicans went to that abandoned parking garage in Tumon. Right, and this has been a perennial trouble spot, both for illegal dumping and also for housing the homeless down there. But were you guys involved in that visit at all? And what's the status on that? Because I know that you were trying to issue some tickets or whatever, right?
Right. So we received a tip and a complaint from several members of the community. Glenn, you remember Glenn Nicholas, his solid waste program program went out and did a report on what they observed. That led to a name. I think it was associated with David Sue at the time. We did have some difficulty trying to serve that notice of violation to that individual, and somewhere in the course of the enforcement action, ownership changed, and so we understand now that something is going to be done about the structure. I know one of the recommendations was to have it secured so that it does not become an area for people to dump. I mean, we still maintain that as the property owner, you are responsible for the maintenance and the upkeep, and that's something that we impress upon the individual. I know attempts were made to clear out some of the squatters that were there. I don't know how successful those attempts were, but it's likely that that part of the community was responsible for the litter over there. So we are understanding that something is going to be done with the new owner in terms of getting the structure either demolished or cleaned up. And I think that was the result of that visit. Yes, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think Jim Moylan and Chris Wayne are that. Yeah.
So then that's that then, because the new owner is committed to cleaning up that place. No action will be taken against the previous owner.
I would have to speak to Glenn about that. I know we were trying to figure out what could be done if there was no action taken with the new owner in terms of cleanup. So that was the discussion that we were having with our agency legal. I don't know at this time where that discussion went, but certainly I will make a follow up with them and get back to you.
Mm-hmm. Any other or
Agent Orange?
Agent Orange. That's okay. So as we're ramping back up into operations with the agency. That's one of the things that the administrator is going to get back to addressing. So there was a report that was issued last year, and obviously with most things that happened during the pandemic, kind of took, it didn't get enough priority, because of the pandemic. But our contractor who performed sampling, I believe in 2019, his recommendation is that there were some hits of some of the constituents associated with chlorinated herbicides, right? And so the recommendation is that further investigation is warranted, and so we need to start that conversation, that dialogue with DOD, because there are some sites inside the fence that we would like to have access with, and that's a process in itself, but that's coming from the recommendation of our contractor with Region 9. So it's not open and shut case here. We stand by our contractor's recommendations to perform more sampling, and so if it's within Region 9's ability to continue to fund that for us, we will absolutely do that. But a lot of moving parts here. Obviously, we do need the access, behind the fence.
Right. Yeah. What about Senator Sabina Perez's illegal dumping measure? Do you guys have eyes on that? Is there an official agency stance on the bill?
Are you referring to 116, the bill that had a hearing yesterday?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Well, Glenn was in that public hearing. We support we absolutely support the measure. Yeah. That's the official agency stance.
I did see Glenn. Actually, I didn't see Glenn. I saw his beard.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's like 80% beard.
Yeah.
Got a ZZ Top thing going.
Yeah. So that bill that would allow, and I think it kind of deputizes employees of other government agencies and allows them to give tickets. And then wasn't there something like if they issue a ticket and there's a fine, then a portion of that goes back to the agency in which the ticket issuer worked?
Right. The apprehending agency would be entitled to 45% of the fine, but I think the recommendation from the agency was to increase that to 50%, just more as an incentive.
Right.
I think, did she add the Cape people to that, or the police reserves? I believe the CBPs are part of the amended language to that statute. Alongside changing the fines, the increase there's an increase from 250 to 500, I believe, at the low end, and there's some measures there's some provisions of that measures that will reroute the fines, so it's more advantageous to the apprehending agency.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything
And
else,
we talked about our Earth Day cleanup. So April 24th, the agency committed to that Harmon sinkhole dump site in Tamuning. So we worked with the Tamuning Mayor's office to get that done, and I think it was maybe over 3.5 tons of waste. That's inclusive of white goods, bulky items, and your standard issue household trash. So I know that Glenn and his team are going to be probably more present in that area. When they're out about doing their enforcement. That's they still continue to check for compliance with the plastic bag ban. So that's something that they built into their schedule. They still have their duties with when it comes to building permits, to make sure that project sites are properly managing their project waste. So a lot of things fall on that program.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
that was a lot, Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, hopefully, the next time we do this, you're out of quarantine and you're going to be with us in Malesso with Chris and Espito.
Yeah.
Right
on.
Make a date out of it.
Set your calendars, guys.
Right.
Miss a link, miss a lot.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks. Take care.
You're still on that
Thanks.
keto, buddy?
Bye.
I have to get back on it. Yeah,
Right.
I have to get back on it. I've been letting it go a little bit lately. For the past month, I probably put back like 8 pounds.
Oh my God.
I get back on it.
Well, you're still looking pretty slim, my friend. So keep it up.
All right, thank you.
Take it easy.
All right, guys.
We're gonna take a quick break. 9:25 right here on the link. It is Friday. Good morning.
Wings.
After a year with so many games and events delayed or unplayed, the world is ready for anything and everything in the world of sports. KUAM Communications is ready with more games, more championships, and more specials that are guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV 8 or from CBS on KUAM TV 11. Every month, we'll bring you the action and excitement. Brought to you locally by Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, and Docomo Pacific. Just more great reasons to tune in and turn on so you'll fall in love with TV again with the best from KUAM Communications.